Today was not my day, okay? But someday will be, and on that day, you will be sitting at home alone, at home, and you'll think to yourself, when you're alone, that I knew him when, him being me.
Anarchy is not only the best system in which to encourage adult maturation, it's also the best system in which to encourage sexual liberation. Don't you dare go thinking that this was easy for me or simple. If you think that my feelings on the matter were clear, then you'd be underestimating my complexity. And while I see that you don't recognize this now, you actually have me to thank. In part, modesty forces me to acknowledge, but in large part for your newfound zest of competition and gamesmanship. That was very clever of you to find Ben. Surprisingly clever and very painful. Which means that I upped your game, little man.
This case of Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard touched me deeply from the moment I heard about it, when I heard that Johnny Depp was suing Amber for defamation of character. I just had this gut instinct, this kind of deep hatred. I didn't know how to click it together for what he was doing. And this movie that I've just played, Rocket Science, it connected those two ideas for me. He reminds me of Anna Kendrick, this I ups your game, little man. And the thing where he's always like calling her little girl. This thing that he keeps doing, it just bugged me when I was listening to these tapes. And he really reminds me of Anna Kendrick in this movie. And Anna Kendrick in this movie, I've never hated anyone more in a movie. She's the worst. She's the most, as a villain, she's just the worst. And I'll spoil what this movie was, like what she did in this movie, because it was just so messed up in so many ways what she did. Because in this movie, she's in this debate team and she wants to win. And in order to win, she came up with the weirdest, most fucked up plan I've ever heard of, where she recruits people like this guy who has this stutter issue, and she told him to join the debate team, and he got his hopes up, and then she just left and she joined this new school, and she just ghosted him. And the teacher explained that she had been trying to do this with so many kids. Like she kept trying to do this with so many kids, roping them in to join this debate club so that they would have a really bad debate team, and that way she would definitely win. And it just filled me with rage watching this movie. I've never been just like flames on the sides of my head watching it. I've never been so mad at a fictional character before. And that's kind of what I've been feeling with Johnny Depp. What he did makes no sense. I've imagined it in every possible way. I've imagined it if she was lying. It makes no sense for him to do what he did. It is an evil character move. It makes no sense. And the speech of like, you're underestimating the complexity of my character if you don't think if you think this was easy for me to do this to you. And it's like, I feel no sympathy for this woman. She's awful. And with what Johnny Depp did, it just sucked. And I don't know when people are gonna like recognize how much it sucked, how psychologically messed up, how what kind of sick person does what he does. And they've seen his text and they excuse it and they excuse every little thing, and I don't know if they'll ever like recognize the evilness of what his plan was. Hopefully. But it really reminded me of this movie, and in this movie this kid lost, and I do think that Am is going to win this thing because the defamation suit, defamation suits are hard to win anyway, and with the evidence against him, I don't think there's no way he could win it. So I think she's gonna win anyway, but when she wins, she's not really gonna win. It's still kind of a loss because the public is gonna hate her so much when she wins it, and it's just a shame. It's just, I mean, I'm looking back at this speech where he's like, you're gonna remember me when you're gonna be home alone at home, and you're gonna think of me. And I don't know what's gonna happen now. Like when Johnny Depp loses, what happens to him now? Is he gonna be at home alone? Or no, he won't. Will he not be home alone? Will she? I hope he'll be home alone and thinking about when he knew her when and stuff. That would be nice. That would be the nice ending. But I don't think it's gonna be the ending we'll get, unfortunately.